Today, I'm going to express my personal opinion and viewpoints and beliefs about what the ages of a person mean to me. There is a really common narrative, and lots of people say this, lots of people believe in this, that when you're older or when you are old, overall, you have more wisdom, you have more experience. If we talk about it overall, yes, for example, if you're in your 70s, in your 80s, in your 90s, or you are 100 years old, maybe you have passed through more things in your life. Maybe through your life, you needed to make really hard decisions. Maybe you have seen a lot situations, and how I said, you just have a wider range of life experience which you have passed through, and maybe these are the things which are giving you, wisdom, and how I said, the ability to have a better look at life and to be able to give better advices to the new generations, and for example to your kids or your grandkids, in hope to help them. How I said, yes, you're old. Maybe you have seen a lot from the life. But the thing is that, especially nowadays, the technology and overall the world is developing and improving in a really fast way. Much faster than before. And actually, nowadays, the things are improving and changing so fast that every single year is actually different than the previous one. Because back then, people were living for century in the same way. Nowadays, every single year, there is a new piece of technology, something which have been discovered, and new researches and things like this. This is what I mean, actually, and just new and more things which are being discovered, and they are used by the whole planet and by everyone, and this is happening really fast, and it's happening every single year. And how I said, yes, the things are developing fast, and they are getting faster and faster and faster, and this is the reason why there is such a difference between, for example, our lives and the lives of our grandparents. So, yes, maybe they have experience, yes, maybe they have passed through different things, but how I said, these things, they happened in their lives back then. Back then, when the things were completely different than now. So, their advices, their viewpoints, their beliefs, there is a chance to be just old fashioned and to be outdated. I don't say that they are wrong, but I don't think that they are going to be the most beneficial for a person living in the world nowadays. For instance, you could be in your 80s, you could be in your 90s, but if you really have open mind and you're open to this world, and you are always improving and developing yourself, improving and developing your viewpoints, your thoughts, your even beliefs, yes, maybe you are really good resource to get advice from. But if you're really narrow minded, if you are still with your beliefs, which actually worked but maybe 4 years ago, it doesn't matter how old are you, because this is the way how the world was working, how I said, 40 or 50 years ago. But now the things are completely different. So if you're not updating your resources and your knowledge. How I said, it doesn't matter your ages. They are not gonna help anyone, even yourself. Yes, maybe there are some general truths which people say that exists. Uh, I don't think that something like general truth exists because every person have different viewpoints. I mean, unique viewpoints, unique beliefs, and everyone have different opinion on. There's a chance to be on the same thing, but just different opinions. You really need to uh, live in the real world nowadays because there are lots of elderly people who, how I said, they're still carrying the beliefs from 50 years ago and they think that they still live in these times, but actually we are not. And they need to change this type of mindset because otherwise they could not be beneficial for anyone, even from themselves. Because if you're living in your imagination and you are not living in the real world right here right now, and if you are not agree with all the changes and with all the technologies which are appearing nowadays, it's just not gonna be good for you. Because about technologies, lots of people, for example, are against the artificial intelligence and things like this, but it doesn't matter are you agree with it or you disagree, are you happy or not, because the technologies they are improving and you cannot stop them. And I think that the only thing which you can do is